Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Samantha Perry. And a very exciting day here in South Florida. You got a fast main track. We got the all-weather speeder. And most importantly, Samantha, we got the mandatory pan in the Rainbow Six today.
Yeah, we do. It's so exciting. It starts in race number 6. Ron, Brian, and I all have tickets. This is the Rainbow Six Master right here.
Let's see if we can get it there. You can see they're estimating over $2 million this afternoon.
Yep.
I think we started with $250,000 or thereabouts in the pool. So certainly people are going to be betting it, and it's a pretty nice sequence. We got our stakes race in there. So, different ways to go. And Samantha and I are picking different horses in that race. And
yeah, we are.
We'll see how it plays out. We'll see what Brian did. Brian can be in Pago Pago. He could be on the boat in Pago Pago, and he would still find a way to send us tickets.
He will. I don't know where Pago Pago is, but...
Well, nobody does. That's the whole beauty of it.
Okay.
Well, let's check out Brian's early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, he's a good egg here, and he's spreading in this race, Ron. Race number 2, just too deep for him. The 1 and the 4, those were the 2 I used. See what you used as well. Race 3, another spread. Hub City for Bobby DeBona is definitely a big player. Race number 4, there's his single of the number 2, Cadron Settlement, and the 5th race, another single of the 4. Jan's Girl definitely looked the one to beat.
Yeah, definitely in there. This Laura Cesaro is the trainer in that race. So that's the early pick 5, and we got lots of action to get to. So we'll go right into this first race this afternoon. And I did go with the number 7 in here, Mrs. Clean. Yep, so did you. So,
yeah.
I thought this was the logical one for Carlos David. He's good with debut maiden claimers, and the barn has just been going great guns.
Yeah, you said it. I don't really have anything much to add about this. The fact that Jose Ferrer gets on, I feel like that's a good sign, Ron, because this horse is going to show some speed today too. Jose Ferrer is dangerous up front, and Carlos David will run them where they can win.
The number 10 Digital Sale, this one's going to get blinkers on, got that so important race over the track, albeit that was on the Tapeta, but still the horse gets to go out there and see what racing is like, and I think that's a good move. And boy, you're getting Edgar Zayas, who had another multiple win day yesterday.
Yeah, a couple jockeys had multiple win days yesterday. But Digital Sale, she's going to find her friends here. This is a good, perfect outside draw. Blinkers go on. That was a day where it was hot, very, very hot, and it was just lead and front runners all day. And hopefully she'll show something in the tank late in this race today.
Yeah, and I threw in Light the Torch, and I just thought this horse, drop it down to 25 level, showed that speed last time out, albeit on the Tapeta. Got to deal with the inside post, but, sort of leaning towards Mrs. Clean as the first time starter, but I like the couple of the horses in there with some experience.
Yes, agreed.
Always seems to work out. So we're going to go to race number 2. It's going to be a 5-furlong sprint on the Tapeta. And this one is going to be the early pick 4, and it's maiden claimers. They're 3-year-olds and up with no scratches. Jockey changes. We'll show you Samantha's early pick 4 ticket now.
Yeah, it's an $18 play. I don't have a single here, but I do in the Rainbow and in the late pick 5. We'll get into this in a second. Race 3, I have the 4 on top, Hub City for Bobby DeBona, just going good right now. Race number 4, the 5 on top for me, Growth Mindset. And in race number 5, the 8 on top, that is Rosie's Halo. Trying something new, an $18 play. It's my long shot as well.
That long shot as well. I think I have that horse a little further down the ticket, but definitely figures in there. And in race number 2 this afternoon, I went with the 5 Blue Spearman, who gets the old kitchen sink angle this afternoon. They're throwing everything at it.
Yep.
He drops to the 12.5 level, cuts back to a sprint on the Tapeta, gets blinkers, showed speed and faded. It gets better. It was going around 2 turns on the turf. So they said, let's just try everything different.
Yeah, you would hope that it sticks, right?
Yeah.
You said it. It's the kitchen sink there. And this horse has a big chance and going to try the Tapeta for the first time.
Now, what'd you see with Praiseworthy in here? And I get a little further down on my ticket.
Well, I wanted to show this because I think this is significant in this replay here. Now, Praiseworthy did not break sharp at all, and we'll see it right here from the rail. And I thought that this was a huge race considering. So you see just a step slow, and it just doesn't really have a ton of gate speed, but he'd been off for a couple of months. But what I like to see about him is watch him circle around, widest of all, Ron, there in those white blinkers. Thank you so much, Bob. This horse ran a huge second place finish. He was just barely defeated by Urge to Merge. This was a really big effort, Ron, and I think that if this horse breaks sharper today, he's going to be very tough. And you get Edgar Perez.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, he's going to get away from, well, he's going to go from the rail again. But no, he's going to go from post four, so getting away from the rail is really good. He was out near the popcorn stand when
He
they turned
was,
wrong.
yeah.
He was really wide in there. So great replay to show. Had some interest in the number one, and so did you, and that's Flashover. And, Flashover should be primed and ready to offer more, you would think. Return from that layoff to finish fourth at this level and distance. MSCL Jaramillo, one of the jocks that had a multiple win day, will be in the saddle for Oscar Gonzalez.
Yeah, this horse has a huge shot, too. The rail, like you said, it could be a problem here, but I think this is a horse to consider for sure.
And that is race number 2, and it's going to kick off our early pick 4 today with Samantha's ticket, and that 4-horse, you got to go back and look at it. Going to race number 3, it's going to be a sprint on the Torpedo at 5.5 furlongs. These are claimers, fillies 3-year-olds, fillies and mares 4 and up. Scratch the 1, Duke's going to tap it, and number 7, Miss Saley. And I just thought that this was an interesting way to go here in race number 3, and I have Hub City on top, and so do you, I believe.
Yeah, this horse, the maiden win last time, although she already was technically she broke her maiden already, but she had been disqualified due to drifting out in the stretch. She just won with so much confidence that I feel like she's one of those horses. We talk about it a lot, Ron. They just bring it right back again.
Yeah, and the barn is, as you mentioned at the top, just going so good.
Yes.
So I can understand we both have it on top in here. You went with the number 5. She's so sexy, and this is Safi Joseph Jr. and Edgar Zayas, and that says a lot right there.
Yeah, it does, and it's another horse that just had a blowout win last time, driving away when you figure her confidence is up too, and she brings some speed to the table.
Then we got a replay with Katie Kate, and we show
do.
that. We got a stat too.
Yeah, we do, and I'm interested to see what you found with the stat. Katie Kate ran really well here. It was just a very narrow defeat on the Tapeta, as you can see this day. We had gotten some rain. This was a Sunday afternoon where a rainstorm came in early. She was 7-1 this day, and what a fantastic price on a horse that for the Inel Cordero barn that day. Now she moves into the Oscar Gonzalez barn. As you can see, she was just in her left lead. It took her a little bit to finally switch, but when she did, just then she took off.
Yep.
She needed a little extra.
You almost got there,
Yep.
for sure. So here's the stat I found, and there it is. On a first after trying to switch over the past 2 years, he's 5 for 18, 28%, 50% in the money. Huh? $8.38.
That's
return.
incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Get Oscar Gonzalez now. You're not going to get $8 return of investment on anything that he sends forward.
No.
I don't think at least
Not at
that
all.
you would. So that is race number 3. So very interesting, Katie Kate, and we'll see how this plays out. We're going to go to race number 4. It's going to be 6 furlongs. The main track is fast this afternoon. We did have some rain yesterday, but it's all gone. I went out and looked at the track this morning
Looks
to make
great.
sure. Looks great. It really does. So this one is a maiden claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. Full field of 9 will go to the post this afternoon. We'll go with your horse first, and that's Growth Mindset, the number 5 horse.
Well, this is an interesting race because we don't have a lot to go off of on a horse that you've got on top and I've got second. But Growth Mindset, if one thing we know he's been facing so much tougher run, and it's hard to play a horse that's 0 for 11, only 1 underneath finish. But this is a barn that hasn't ran a lot of horses this meet, but I feel like, or this spring meet, I mean, but I feel like when he does, you should pay attention.
Yeah, and then you taught to gauge what those 10 claimers were up at Aqueduct,
Exactly.
so you don't really know that. I did go with the 2 Cadron Settlement, this one from David Forks, and you know what? It's the drop. Didn't
Yep.
show much. You go back to its first race, albeit last September, and ran okay. Comes back, they try maiden special weight again. They say, well, we'll give it a shot. Right down to 12.5. What do we get today?
Yeah, you would think a way better effort in cutting back in distance. And at least one thing for this horse here, he showed speed, a little bit of interest last time, and that's what you want to see.
The number 6, Cajun's Choice. This one is turning back and dropping this afternoon. That was up on the pace. They're going to take the blinkers off.
I like that.
I like that too. I
yeah,
think the
that's a
horse is
good
going to
move.
run well there. So that is the number 6 horse in race number 4. So no scratches in there. Not a lot of scratches. The
No.
Beechnut Trophy in the 5th. This is the Frolic's Revenge. It's an overnight handicap of fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And as I mentioned, the scratch of Beechnut Trophy, she's running tomorrow.
Yes.
So if you're a Beechnut Trophy fan,
Got her tomorrow.
you got to be back here again tomorrow and bet it. Of course, you can bet on our website. So let's start it off with Jan's Girl, the replay.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, because this is why I guess I can kind of say why I'm against her.
No, I
here.
like that. That's
Yeah.
the best part.
So Chick's Shadow, she's in this race here as well, but Jan's Girl is the 8. I felt like, Ron, she looks very gassed. This is about how I look after trying to run a mile, and it was a very meddling last eighth of a mile. She was tired. She had a couple months off. Chick Shadow ended up picking her up a little bit on the gallop out. She's hard to play when she was a beaten favorite last time and she ran like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's the logical choice off that performance last time out, but I also tried and beat her, and you went with the number 8 horse. We'll talk about Rosie's Halo first at Rohan Crichton and a little further down on my ticket. So let's hear about that, and then I'll talk about my 7 Abundancia.
Well, Rosie's Halo had one start on the Tapeta, and it was here going 5 furlongs, and that was on debut. So she has been doing her thing on the dirt. Now she'll get 2 turns for the first time, and I think that's super significant, Ron, because when you look at her races, her last win was at the mile distance on the dirt. I think she'll suit 2 turns perfect, and when you're trying something new for the first time, especially in a race like this where you don't trust anybody, this is a good angle to go with Rowan Crichton.
Yeah, so I really had. You didn't use this horse, but I just thought the number 7, Abundancia, is back in the Dante Zanelli barn. Looked like they just changed for a while. Debuting on the Tapeta first, right? This horse went up and set the pace and faded on the dirt. Now, that was in the Grade 2 Delaware Handicap. Yeah. I think the Speedy Daughter of California Chrome fits perfectly against this level of competition. Yeah. It's a speed play, so we'll see how it runs in there. That was my thought. I thought, with that, MCL Jaramillo descendant.
Yes, exactly. You're just hoping for a complete wire job here.
But I love the fact that we're both sort of interested in different horses in there, which makes it so much fun. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have Rainbow Six tickets du jour. Me, you, and Brian from Pago Pago. So we'll be right back.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Come back to Gulfstream today. I was going to call it Gulfstream today, Ron and Samantha. And if you haven't been listening to us over the last couple of days, you don't know that there's a Rainbow Six mandatory payout today. And we have tickets. We'll start with Samantha's first, and we'll go right through them, and then we'll show mine, and then we'll show Brian. So let's see them.
Yeah, mandatory Rainbow Six. It kicks off in race number 6. I do have a skinny ticket, but this is my spread ticket here, and I'll post both. We'll get to this race in just a second. Race number 7. I do have the 7 on top. That is Let's Go Liam, race 8. Tricky race for me. I do have the 5 Beastly Speed on top. I know Ron does as well. Race 9. The 6 on top for me, Repaint. I think Fantastica, though, is a must-use. Race 10, there's the single Beth's Dream. She's in raging form right now. What a cool mare for Victor Barboza. And in race number 11, I do have the 1 on top, Awesome Crusader. It's a 153.60 play for me.
Yeah, that Awesome Crusader we both have interest in there. Now we'll show you my ticket is $86.40, and pretty much a rehash. We'll talk about the 6th, the 7th race. My top pick is the 5 in there, and that's Lawler, I guess named after Jerry Lawler, the wrestler. I don't know. I'm guessing on that. The 8th race, this is the one I went a little deep, in here. I just thought that the 5 horse was the main one, like you had Beastly Speed, but we'll see how it plays out. Race number 9, my top pick is the 5, and that is Fantastica, but that is a wide off. You got a couple of singles you might want to spread in that race. There's me. I'm going against you. I'm going with Bluefield over Beth's Dream. If I had a B ticket, both those horses would be
Yes.
on. In the last, we both like the one. And let's see what Brian has done, because he hasn't been around here. Let's see what he's thinking, and he's going to talk about the 6th in a minute. It looks like he's pretty much what we're doing here.
Yeah, he is. He's got that same single there as Best Dream as me. So, we're dueling with you in that, Ron. But what's interesting about his final leg is he does not have the 1,
Yeah.
which
I know.
is you and I both have on top.
Yeah, I thought that horse was very good. It's actually my long shot today, but when I looked, it was only 9 to 2 in the morning line. I think the horse is going to take money.
Yeah, Carlos David.
Carlos David. I mean, what did we look up yesterday? What was that we looked up yesterday?
Oh, yeah. It was a
7 to 14 or so.
60% winning rate in the last 14 days.
Well, let's
Impressive.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You sure?
Yes.
Let's get to the microphone's going in my mouth. The 6th race, we were saying we're going to talk about it, and that's just what we're going to do. You want to start it off with Happy Runner? The replay?
Yeah, we'll show the replay of Happy Runner. Now, this is on the turf. And it was this was 2 starts back on the Tapeta. Yes, on June 27th. The O Captain Scratch, that was a late one. In case you didn't get it, we got it a little bit late. Happy Runner runs 4th here. This was a really competitive race. I know, Ron, you had the winner, KC Chief. That horse ran like his pants had been on fire, 2 wins in a row. But Happy Runner, this is a horse you have to include in your Rainbow Six, because he's always just right there, Ron. I think he's a little bit better on the turf, but I do think he's one that could pop up here, especially for Bobby to bonus second off the claim.
Yeah, you think of course that you definitely have to use in this race. Now, you started it off with which horse?
The 5, Mo Vanishing.
Oh, Mo Vanishing, right?
Yeah, this is a big spread race for me, but Mo Vanishing, I like the fact that 2 for 4 on the Tapeta here and lightly raced, so it's got upside.
I went with the number 7, Commandant, who will face open competition after returning from the layoff. Defeated a pair of next out winners. It was a $20,000 state bred optional claimer. Hey, it's Ryan Crichton. You got Edwin Gonzalez atop the consistent son of Gervin. I like the consistency. We both mentioned the number 1 Happy Runner. Lights on Broadway you might want to use is the 4, steps up a level after parlaying that late charge into a victory. That was for Peter Wald. You mentioned Peter Walder, so you have to pay a little bit of attention there. So we're
spreading.
Yeah, we're spreading. That's one where you got to go a little deep. Let's go and flip the page and go to race number 7. It's going to be 6.5 furlongs, and it is for state-bred maiden 2-year-olds. No scratches, no jockey changes. Samantha has her late pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, we'll just show it quickly because it's mainly just a run back here. There's really not a lot of changes at all. I've got the same single here. If you wanted to go skinnier in the last race, the 11 is my top, or the 1 is my top pick in race number 11. If you wanted to do maybe wedge on a single there, but this is a good maiden special weight for state breds, Ron, here in race 7.
Well, race number 7, I did start with number 5, Lawler, and this was stretching out to 6.5 furlongs after running into a buzzsaw last time out. We mentioned this.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, we did a video online that's gotten a lot of views. You can check that out about our Rainbow Six tickets. And that horse were rated by Merit. We had the biggest buyer figure, I think, in the country for a while. I mean, 2-year-old, yeah. And, Ruben Sierra is doing great. He's got Angel Morales in the saddle. We'll see how that one runs today. But do you have Lou on top today?
No, I've got him 3rd, but I wanted to show the replay because in my Rainbow Six, I did use him. I didn't use him in my late pick 5. Do what you want with him. Did you use him today?
I used him, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Lou, this was a couple weeks ago, and this effort, I thought he's even money, and Karen Basso won the race here. Lou, to me, looks a little green still, a little rail shy, kind of came out a little bit looking at the rail. You could see him just eyeballing it. I think he's going to need longer. The good news for him today is he's getting 6.5, and I think that's significant.
Yeah, he's been trying to cure that case of second-itis,
Yes.
and you're getting leading rider Edgar Zayas today. I think that's a horse that, and you mentioned the 6.5 furlongs, that's a good way for him to go this afternoon.
Yep.
So I got him on the ticket there with Lawler on top. And do we talk about your top pick?
Well, I've got Let's Go Liam, but I like the race he's coming out of. It looks like it was a really slow race on paper, but Naughty Rascal came back to win the Proud Man. I really like that race. I think that's a key race moving forward.
Yeah, Mike Yates, Jesus Rios atop. It's a gelded son of Kozans, and Kozans, they're incredible. They can run on anything, so they're really good. We'll go to race number 8 this afternoon, and it's going to be a 1-mile event on the fast main track. It's a claimer for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and upward, and we do have one equipment change to let you know. Blinkers off on the number 6 Copper Master. And this kicks off Brian's late pick 4 ticket, so let's check it out and see what he's got planned. He's got $24. Boy, you guys are singling that 4 all over the place.
Yeah, we like the 4 Beth's Dream. It's a run back of his pick 6, but just in a pick 4 version. And yeah, we're singling on the Victor Barboza feature race here, Beth's Dream, a little spread in the last, and he doesn't have our top pick, you and I, Ron, of the 1 in race 11.
Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But we do both have the number 5 Beastly Speed, and we got a video we want to show you of Beastly Speed.
Yeah, this was him last time, and wow, what a long stretch drive for this horse. He didn't look like he was going to get up, especially when you look at it from this angle here, but it was a hard-fought win, and he ended up getting it done.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling through the stretch, and right here you're saying, well, they'll get him next time, but he gets him this time. So.
Yeah, he does, and I think it's good to come off of that race. He's one that he wanted to hang on there a little bit, but now and you've got Edgar Diaz aboard now today, which I feel like is interesting.
Yeah, and he goes to the Bobby DeBona barn after the claim,
Exactly.
So you got to see, that's one of the angles that's good. It's, always a good angle. Edgar in the saddle, like you said, the barn is like 26. There's 26% with everything just about, so it doesn't matter. Wow, look at this. We both have the same exact. Ocala Dream is dropping to the 35 level. Made that middle move last time out, flattened out, finished 5th against 50 starter optional claimers. But that was going a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta. We'll see how this one runs today. Laura Cesaris, Lionel Reyes managing only the horse's second ever start on the main track.
It's amazing to me because the sire FNX is so much more productive on the dirt than the grass races. So the fact that now we get to see him on the dirt again after a long, long time, watch out. This horse is very dangerous.
I just wanted to mention the number 4, Mr. Jack. And, this one makes his first start. He finished 2nd against Cheaper, going around 2 turns at Tampa. If you look, this gelding is, I think, 5 for 7 in the money going a mile. But most of those, and maybe all of them, are going 2-turn miles, not the 1-turn mile today. So just wanted to let you know when you look at that nice record at the distance. You remember, Gulfstream, it's a 1-turn mile, a mile. So go to the page number 9, or race number 9, as they say. And this is a claimer, a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta. We do have a couple of scratches in here of the 3 Chilling Factor and the number 9, Our Fortune Cookie. And this is the race that had me scratching my head a little bit.
I'm spreading here. I have the 6 repaint on top, but not with any strong conviction, Ron. The race 2 starts back was a really competitive one, at least for her. She ran really well. She showed speed. They tried her against some tougher horses last time. She's back in with her friends, but she's going to have to take a step up to beat Fantastica.
Yeah, well, I put Fantastica, but Maya finally found that spot where she can notch the elusive second career victory. I mean, she's had 18 races, that 1 win, 3 seconds, so she's been trying to grind this one out. Lionel Reyes rides for Javier Negrete. We'll see how that horse goes. I threw in the 11 horse you have a little further down, Musical Journey, dropping to the 8 level. I thought maybe this was a good spot. Spirit of Victory. Kathy Ridfo on the inside. Boy, you got a spread in that race.
Yeah, it's a spread race for me, and all of those you mentioned are definitely in my ticket.
Now we get to the feature race of the afternoon, and this is the sheer drama handicap, $100,000, 2 scratches, the 5 High Hello, where are you? And number 7 Infinite Diamond. And I'm going to let you take it away with the number 4 here because you have it singled everywhere.
Yeah, I do. This is a big single for me today, and we'll take a look at her replay. She's going for 4 wins in a row. What a cool mare. Now, I will mention this. Now, it's a handicap, which means she's going to be the high weight here. She's carrying 125, her and Bluefield. They're the heavyweights of this race here. But here's Beth's Dream. She just does her thing here. She runs so hard. We've got Mary Quite Contrary and Charlie's Wish. They're picking up some pieces late. They'll be a part of this party today, but nobody was as good as Beth's Dream. This is perfect spacing between the races, Ron. She's in great form right now. Just such a good-looking mare. She's won 8 races, 7 of them here at Gulfstream. Watch out.
Yeah, so that's at a mile. Those wins are all in a mile. Now, I'm
Yes.
going to turn back to 7 furlongs. So I was curious to see how the barn did with turning back in distance. So I checked out a stat on the number 4 on Victor Barboza Jr. to see how he did. And his over the last 5 years, he's solid. 29%, 62% in the money. That horse is going route to sprint on the dirt. So it answered my question. He has no problem with horses turning back in this. And this horse is so good. That was not the problem. But I did go with Bluefield. Why? I'll tell you. Stretching out to 7 furlongs today after posting her second consecutive victory when she rallied to win the 6.5 furlong musical romance handicap. I think she sees the same trip this afternoon. And that's what I was counting on with the 7 furlongs. So I think that she's just so hard knocking. She's so much like Beth Serene. You know, on my B ticket, I'm using them both. On my other Rainbow Six ticket, I'm going to go with Bluefield to see maybe I'll get a little bit of a better price.
Yeah,
We'll see
definitely.
how it plays out in there. And then you got Charlie's Wish, who was 5 for 6 in the money at 7 furlongs.
Yeah, she just is in the money, though. That's really all she does. Her last win was on the grass. You know, it's hard to make a very strong case for her.
Well, we'll go to the last, and we can make a strong case in that one. And
can,
5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upwards. Scratch the 4 South America, the 10 Taking Care of Business, and the number 11 Cantaro. And hey, we both have Awesome Crusader, and let's show them why.
Yeah, this was a big effort last time. Just dueled the whole way around there at 5.5 furlongs with a horse named Mr. Narcissistic, who is a really, really competitive horse. That was a horse that won multiple races during the championship meet. Had been claimed a couple times. The Carlos David barn, Ron and I mentioned it earlier. This barn has been just on fire lately. This horse was just barely necked out. It was a huge effort, especially to run like that on the rail. Unfortunately, we do draw the rail again, but Ron, I think you and I are both closing our eyes and hoping for a wire drop.
Yeah, we got to get a good start there. In second, you have the number 5 Rolling On, and this one from Rohan Crichton barn.
A horse that I like a little bit. I like a lot today, actually, but I will say I find him a little bit untrustworthy here. But the last win was a really competitive race, and he did it easily.
The number 3 Grimes, who you have in third, I have in second, is dropping today to the 25 level. The first start since proving no match, but that was a 75 optional claimer going 5 on the turf. His Evan on the Tapeta 2 starts back was good.
Very good.
I think he fits right in here with that thing, and with that performance on the Tapeta, which we're dealing with in the last race. Also want to mention the number 6 King Cab is making his first start since holding on the win, but it was back in February. So here's a stat on Eddie Plesa Jr., who also has Mary Quite Contrary in the stake. And this is just a past 2 years, layoff of 61 to 180-day sprints. He's solid, 14%, 37%, but I like the return of investment, so we'll see how King Cab runs in there. And you see right there, jockey, Edgard Zayas. And Edgard, I think yesterday was up to 106 victories.
Yeah, very impressive. It's always good to see when he's on a horse for Eddie Plesa.
So that's how we see the card, but, we're not done.
We're not done. We're going to remind you again and again before race 6. It's a mandatory Rainbow Six Day. $2 million estimated in the pool. It's just going to be a huge, huge day of racing all around. We've got our tickets out there. We've got a video out there. Race 6, 3:36 in the p.m. And we'll segue right into our tickets here in case you missed them earlier. We've got them out on Twitter. They're on the website here. There's all 3 of our tickets.
Good job. They take a snapshot of that, and just what we're thinking today, and then you can match it. And these are just templates of what we think might happen. And like as Samantha said, she'll have another ticket, skinnier ticket later on. So, it's a fun day. Every time we have a mandatory payout, it's a fun day.
It is.
Best bet today, you scratch,
yes,
right? So my best bet today, guess what? It's the number 8 horse in the feature race, Bluefield 2-1, trying to beat them. Looks like everybody in America picked the 4. And your long shot today?
It is the Rowan Crichton runner a little bit earlier today in race number 5, Rosie's Halo.
And I'm in the last with the 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 9-2 on the board. I thought he'd be a little big of a price, but hey, if I can get 9-2,
that's good.
I'll dance all the way to the window. So that's it. That's how we see it. We're going to turn it over to the one and only Pete Aiello is going to give you all the scratches, all the changes. We will be here throughout the afternoon. And don't forget, write it down on your wrist like this. Mandatory payout, $336. Okay? Good luck.